I'm Nancy Showalter, and you're listening to Spirituality for the Politically Incorrect podcast. Welcome, all radical paradigm shifters and creative change makers. You who dare to create a better life and a better world. Tap into the power that resides within you and use that power for constructive change. Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's episode as we continue our exploration of the human aura and the seven chakras, the seven centers of God awareness within us. We've already talked about that heart chakra, which really is God's awareness of Himself as love, that's anchored in our heart chakra. We've talked about the throat chakra, God's awareness of Himself as power that is anchored in our throat. It's the authority of the word. And we're going to talk today about the third eye chakra, which is located as an energy field between your two physical eyes. And it's called the third eye because you're actually seeing with your spiritual vision. And this includes also not only spiritual vision, but this includes your ability to envision, to use your imagination, to create. It's one of the very powerful creative forces. As we know, everything in this physical world was once a thought and a vision of how it would turn out. Like, say, for instance, you're going to build a chair. You have a vision of what you're going to create, and then you create it. And it's the same way with building a house, where you have a vision of what you want, and an architect draws out what you want, and then the builder builds it. So everything was a thought and had a vision where you create and you use your imagination. Any of the new advances, whether it be science, health, whatever, it's because someone is able to perceive something greater than what's here and then create it. And that's how we move forward. So the third eye chakra, the throat, and the heart are the three chakras that we use for physical creation, for precipitation or manifestation, different ways that, different words you can use. So we're going to talk about the third eye chakra, which vibrates at a green energy. In other words, God's consciousness vibrates with sound, with color, and all, just like you see a rainbow. Well, we have the various frequencies that manifest as colors with our seven chakras. So the third eye chakra also includes this perfect vision, the immaculate concept, or different terms for your perfect vision of you in time and space, in the physical world. And it is the place where we can hold that perfect vision for other people also, not only for ourselves, but for others. So that vision exists in the spiritual level. We may not see it, we may not be aligned with it in a particular times of our life, but it is there. It is like the divine vision and plan of our being as well as for a particular lifetime. So it's a very powerful chakra, and it's like the divine pattern for each of our life streams. We can see that we can use the third eye for visualization, and many people say, well, I don't know how to visualize. I'm not able to do that. But yes, everybody can visualize because it's just imagination. I always use the example, don't think of a pink elephant. So what do you think of immediately? You think of a pink elephant. So we all have this ability to visualize, to imagine, and this is a creative force within us. So, as I said, it has that perfect picture of not only you individually, but of civilizations. There is that divine pattern. And it's through this chakra that we tune into what should be in reality instead of what's happening or being outpictured in our present life, whether it be individual or community wise or world wise. So it's holding that pure concept. Just as the Ascended Masters have said, this Aquarian age is meant to be a golden age. And you could look at what's happening in the world now and think, oh my goodness, we are so far from an Aquarian age. But the ability to hold that concept of what does an Aquarian age, what does a golden age mean to you? This is very important because if we don't visualize, imagine, and hold that concept with this chakra and with the throat by calling it into action, and with the heart by offering all of that energy, that creative force of the love energy of God within us, is not going to happen because a golden age is going to happen through us. Yes, with the assistance of ascended masters, angels, with God, but it's not going to happen in a magical way outside of us because we are God in action in this physical world. We were created in the image and likeness of God, and we were given dominion over the earth. We are the ones who are going to bring this about. So this is the third eye chakra. And that green energy, that green healing energy, it's a healing energy. The energy and the science of truth. And it's an emerald green. And all the colors that we're talking about are very pure because we know that in the aura, when we misuse these qualities of the divine, because we have that energy pouring to us from our I am presence continually, from that part of us that is still in spirit to this part of us that is in the physical. And when we misuse that energy, and there are many ways we can misuse the science of the word for sure, there's many ways we misuse this third eye chakra by holding a concept of yourself or someone else that is less than their divine pattern, holding that immaculate concept. This is the role that Mother Mary held for Jesus when he was embodied through her, and this is what all mothers hold for their children, and meant, or at least meant to. And you think about it, it's like no matter how far off somebody really goes on the path of life, the mother usually is the one who always holds that concept for their child to be able to get out of any kind of situation. So this is part of our role also, is to hold the concept for ourselves and others. When we engage in criticism and condemnation, whether it be of self or each other, we are misusing this energy. These colors that we talk about with the auras, like we talked about the pink, and pink can also go into very intense ruby ray color of love, and that frequency of love is very powerful. It separates the real from the unreal. Then, of course, we have the blue of the throat chakra, that power. And these colors are pure, and the pure green of the third eye. These are the chakras above the heart, and they are considered the masculine polarity. And the chakras below the heart, which we will get into in subsequent episodes, these are the chakras of the mother. And when you have the uniting of the two, raising of that kundalini power of the white fire of the mother into the heart, and the father that descends to the heart, you have the union in Christ consciousness. And the ultimate goal then is for all of the energy of the lower chakras and the heart go all the way to the crown chakra, and you have union, you have enlightenment. And this is the goal. So purifying the chakras, which purifies the aura, because people who can see with their third eye and see frequencies of energies, and even in Kirlian photography that can now start to photograph the energies of the aura, and we understand the energies of the aura change with our thoughts and our feelings because we are manifesting and our chakras are manifesting these various colors. Now, when you can see even deeper than what you have with Kirlian photography, you can see muddy auras. You can see actual different thought forms in these auras and different things that we've created through our misuse of energy, or how we've purified our aura. How you might see violet fire in the aura if you do a lot of the violet flame mantras and meditate on the violet flame. So using the throat chakra, again, there are mantras that can go with each of these frequencies. And so you can say, I am the light of God as truth in my third eye chakra. I am pure vision. I am wholeness. Because this is, once again, healing ray. Create some mantras for yourself using the green ray of God's energy, understanding that it's precipitation, it is truth, it is health and wholeness. So create some mantras for yourself. Use them this week as you meditate in your heart, as you see what you are calling forth, and call forth some visions for the world at large, or your community, or your family, someone outside of yourself also. And see how masterful are you at holding that concept. So just create even one, and then see how you can hold that concept for this other person. And it will give you a good gauge of how developed you are with visualizing, focusing, and precipitating. So that's it today for the third eye chakra. I will see you next week as we move to the other chakras. Until then, keep an open mind, a generous heart, and a powerful spirit. Thank you for being with me today, and if you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, download, and comment. I'd love to hear from you, and your support is much appreciated. And don't forget, go to nancyshowalter.com to get your free electronic copy of my book, It's Okay to Be Rich, The Entrepreneur's Guide to Increased Wealth and Personal Mastery, endorsed by T. Harv Eker, and my free mini course, How to Speak Your Success, the shocking truth of how your words impact achieving your goals. I'll see you next week.